All right, everyone. Yesterday, Donald Trump came out and tweeted, "Oh, reports are saying, and they are, oh, the FBI had someone on the Trump campaign, basically. They infiltrated the Trump campaign." And the corporate media, which helpfully, right now they're getting shielded by the royal wedding bullshit. Like, everyone's talking about that, so they're totally ignoring really, really big actual news from here in the United States. It's, like, very funny. It's like people are dumb. They're easily distracted. I don't know, it's an argument almost for authoritarianism, how easily distracted a lot of people are within this country and every other. Oh, look, a shiny thing. Just ignore that massive pile of sewage over there. It smells less bad when you're looking at the pretty colors, I guess. A little piece of tinsel floating around in the air can distract the average person. They'll find it cute, ironic, and emo. But the FBI, we can now say, spied on Donald Trump. And I'll tell you what. The FBI and all these groups, for a year after he claimed, oh yeah, I think I was being listened in on to, wiretaps and stuff like that. Oh no, we would never do that. That wouldn't be part of our procedures. We would never infiltrate your campaign. You're paranoid, Mr. Trump. Now it turns out, oh yeah, we did have someone on your campaign, but don't worry, they weren't a spy, it's just an informant. Okay? That makes everyone feel better. So the FBI embedded someone with the Trump campaign, and it's now making the wild claim that people shouldn't be worried about that fact, even though, once again, Trump is corroborated. Turns out, yeah, he was wiretapped. You know, it was totally accidental and roundabout. It's just normal intel gathering. We didn't listen in, but he might be right. We may have accidentally gathered up stuff from Trump Tower, says the NSA. Oh yeah, it's totally normal. Actually, on that one, they're telling the truth. Yeah, it is totally normal. Every fucking email you send, every text, phone call is completely logged, and it's not just metadata. By the way, can I point out another glorious victory for my predictive abilities? Back during the Snowden days, at this point, how many fucking years ago was it? It was in the last administration. I think it was almost like, what, half a decade or something. It's been a long time. I said something to the effect of, at the time, hey, you do realize that all this data gathering could be used to compromise the government, essentially rendering it less than a republic, because what will happen is, so you get elected to an office. Friendly FBI agent comes forward, hey, you're a wonderful guy. We want to ask you for X, Y, and Z in funding, and we need this extra power to be able to, spy on people or kill people, whatever. Oh, you don't like the idea? Well, look at this picture here. It's emails that you sent 5 years ago to your mistress. Something. Oh, we know about that time that you had a gay relationship, Mr. Smith. Hey, Mr. Trump, we know about the time you urinated on a hooker or something. There you go. Yeah, there's a little bit of a problem now, isn't it? I think we see that problem has unfortunately come completely true. We have the FBI containing rogue agents. We know this from the Sturzok text. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. It's a very strange name, I have to say it. So is this his secret spy last name or his real last name? Who fucking knows? You look at their text and oh yeah, Trump is despicable, I fucking hate him, I hope Clinton wins. Don't worry, she will. We got insurance on Trump if he does win. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, he won. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, immediate countermeasures must be taken. What do you think those countermeasures were? What do you think the insurance on Trump is? Huh? What do you think those amount to? I think it has to do with basically we're going to continue to probe you forever and slowly knock off everyone around you. You may be squeaky clean. Apparently they don't have anything on Trump. He's not going to get indicted. At this point, the Mueller probe is a fucking joke. But they are still going to continuously harass him and harass everyone around him to try to constantly probe anyone he puts on his team. If they did anything wrong since the NSA existed, essentially will get eventually knocked back off by Mueller. They will come and they'll put out that info. That appears to be what's happening with the probe. It's an attempt to usurp our republic. Now, what government needs is less power and less money. It needs to be spanked. It's being a disobedient child, and it needs a spanking. I don't believe in corporal punishment, but there's no other real way to frame it. They need a spanking. They need to be smaller. They need their allowance cut in half. They need to take a time out in the corner. Go ahead and shut down the government. Keep it shut down for the rest of your first term, Mr. Trump. That'd be the best thing for it, really. No, keep it shut down forever. Pass a constitutional amendment banning any bureaucratic position that would otherwise be shut down. If it's not essential, it shouldn't be a federal function. Give it to the states or to private individuals, or don't do it at all. That's what I say. Slash the federal government's budget in half. I bet that we'd still survive. I bet we'd still be the world's superpower. I bet we'd be stronger than we are now. The FBI embedded someone on the Trump campaign. They vehemently denied this for a year. The legacy media called you paranoid. The alt media embraced the concept. They said, yeah, it looks fishy now, doesn't it? It's probable that he was spied on, because it just makes sense. We don't have maybe proof of it at the moment, but it makes sense. You know, the FBI probably had people embedded in the Trump campaign. Oh, no, said CNN at the time. You're just fucking crazy. What Gulf of Tonkin, by the way? You're a conspiracy theorist. We were tinfoil hats. You know, Glenn Beck comes out, smashes his face into a bowl of orange Cheetos. Now he's saying he loves Trump because of the abortion stuff. It's fucking hilarious what issues he chooses to ruminate on. Oh, thank the Mormon Jesus. Lord Trump has saved our republic from funding murder. It's basically what Glenn Beck boils down to. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen since he was saying, oh, I think that Trump's like basically the Antichrist before. Now he's Jesus. How easily these people are swayed. Yeah. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, and propaganda really has laid waste to a fucking lot of minds in this country. People are in the royal wedding. You look at Twitter's trending right now. Virtually everything there has to do with some inbred monarch getting ready to squeeze out some more inbreed spawn. That's basically what it boils down to. Some foreign unelected, you know, charismatic head of state. The Duchess of Suck Ass. Something. Who cares? Meanwhile, yeah, the FBI may have spied on the Trump campaign. No mention of it. CNN doesn't care. Fox doesn't care. They're not going to talk about it. Breitbart won't talk about it, probably. Drudge won't. Well, maybe they will. But yeah, it's really sad. It's almost a little bit demoralizing how dumb a lot of people are. They're so easily distracted. I think that's a bigger story than the informant being placed on his campaign. Yeah, poor Trump, he makes that tweet, and then, you know, I think an hour later there was a major shooting. You know, I'm not correlating the two, just so people don't get uppity and say, well, he's a kook, he's saying that it's a false flag. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying, you know, interesting coincidence mode. The royal wedding really is the main distraction point, though. It's like, come on. Who gives a shit about these people? Do you know anything about their private lives? You know, some people, unfortunately, do. They read about them in their tabloid fashion. You know, meanwhile, Trump is trying to make the mass media, the cable news media, into a giant tabloid, and he's basically done so effectively. But even they won't touch this, even though it's a ripe opportunity to talk about how Trump is paranoid. You know, but then, unfortunately, the American public would actually be aware of the fact that, yeah, there was an FBI agent on his campaign without his knowledge or consent. But don't worry, people, it was just an informant. He just totally wasn't spying on anyone. You're telling me that it's beyond the realm of possibility that this person could have been like Sturzak and just hated Trump, and then maybe fed a little bit of info to other people. Is that beyond the realm of possibility? What protocol could you put into place to keep that from happening, by the way? These people are trained to cover their tracks if they're listening in. They don't want you to know they're listening in. It's the fucking FBI. What more need you know? So you wouldn't have any knowledge that it was happening. The FBI's other agents, unless they were really looking close, probably wouldn't know either. What are they going to do? Follow around their own fucking agent with a black van and listen into them with some spy versus spy tech? Have a little drone follow them around to make sure that they're loyal to the United States? It looks like the FBI was led by a person who himself was disloyal, so who cares? And I think Rand Paul needs to look into this. And I think the Senate needs to call forth some agents for a little bit of questioning. And that's about all. Peace out.